Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, another news episode for you all. There's a few different new products that have been released for the Fiestas. We've got some from Cruise Sport, we got some from Delta Styling, and then we're going to look at the X57 Turbo and kind of just do a non-technical person's analysis. So someone who has no idea what he's talking about is going to talk about it. Take from that what you will. But anyway, first up is Cruise Sport. They've released a new cold air feed. So this looks like interesting stuff. It's £120 with free shipping, which is interesting. This is what it currently looks like. So it feeds from your fog. I mean, it swivels up round. You can see that it's kind of directed underneath your headlight a little bit. I don't know if it's kind of, if your headlight was here, I don't know if it's kind of shooting it more this way towards. I don't know if this is good for an ITG. I'm sure it would be very, very good for an ITG, but looking at the position, the ITG sits where my mouse cursor is now, I think. So it'll kind of sit above there. So this almost looks like it's shooting towards the stock location for an intake. Now it's no use to me because I've now got the Revo intake on my car, so if you've got a heat shield, it's no use to you unless you drill a big hole in the bottom, but then your heat shield has now got a hole in it, so what's the point in having a heat shield? It's just a weird thing in a weird location for a very expensive price. I might be wrong, the ITG might sit directly above it, and if it does, fair play, you will get more airflow to your ITG, which is what the ITG semi-struggles with. Just because obviously it's tucked underneath your headlight, but obviously the ITG gets cooler air than a intake next to the engine. Let's just say that, let's make it simple. But anyway, so that's basically what it looks like. Once again, I'm pretty sure the ITG sits more here, but hey, it might work. I mean, that's what it kind of looks like from the outside. Each to their own, I don't know. If you like the little snail thing, we're going to call it the snail intake or the snail fog light air intake. It's a weird thing. It's on the market. You can pick it up now, Cruise Sport. Go check it out. Why not? Next topic. So we've now got Delta Styling. They are releasing a spoilerizer done correctly, which is really, really interesting. However, this is going to be £130 and it's going to be unpainted. But it does come with fixings. It's interesting. It is interesting. Unpainted though, not 100% sure. Maybe they will do a painting option for a little bit more money. 130 quid, once again, it's a lot of money, but it is an actual product. So rather than just some 3D printed risers or metal risers, this is an actual product that, as you can see, it goes around your whole spoiler and lifts your whole spoiler up. It looks cool, I'm not gonna lie, and I have thought about it. It's in my head. I want to see some actually on the car before I spend 130 quid plus painting, but in my opinion it looks quite cool. So yeah, so for 130 quid you can get that. For 120 quid you can get a snail intake. Take your pick. Anyway, onto the X57 Turbo. This is by Puma Speed. Once again, all these opinions are of my own and I have no knowledge of this turbo whatsoever. Before people think I'm slating Puma Speed, I'm not whatsoever. Anyway, they say up to 450 brake horsepower compatible, and this is for the X57. Obviously there are other variants, so we've got the X57R, which is capable of 400 to 425, and then the X57 RS, which is 435 to 440. 450, sorry. Either way, this is what it is. This is what they recommend for your parts, blah, blah, blah. So take this all in. So obviously, basically the X57 is a replacement for the X47R, and they obviously recommend a bunch of stuff, but apparently you don't need to forge your engine. So that is a big statement to make. So you do not require a forged engine. I think if you're making 360, 380 brake horsepower, you should probably think about forging your engine. Once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but from what I've seen, your engine might go poof, and then you'll go moaning. It's a big statement to say not to forge your engine when you're hitting 380 brake horsepower, which is almost double the stock power, if not double the actual 180 brake horsepower stock power. It's a huge undertaking for that engine to take. But anyway, that's what they claim. Now let's go on to the post that I just done, just to kind of see if anyone had actually had it mapped yet, because I hadn't seen or heard anyone with this map. See, this is kind of naming and shaming, and I don't mean this in any way, but it is openly viewable on Facebook. So please don't take that any kind of personally. Either way, this guy has got the X57 RS. So the biggest one that should be making, what was it, 430 to 450 brake horsepower-ish. He is currently making 387.5 brake horsepower after mapping. Now, the thing that confuses me is how you can release a turbo and make these figures up, but then not have the map to hit those figures that you've created, produced. So I'm a little bit confused at how you can rate a turbo up to 450 brake horsepower, and then people come in with all the, I assume, correct equipment that they say is recommended, and then all of a sudden you're making, you know, let's call it 100 brake horsepower less than what they're quoting. It's probably more like 70 brake horsepower, but you get the idea. It's incredible. So he's been told that basically to make 400 plus, he'll need a solid flywheel so he can be mapped, blah, blah, blah. You can read it all here. Basically a bunch of drama. Nothing to do with me, just saying. Either way, he's still looking to get higher power. My reply to him was basically, you know, thanks for the honest write-up. And I personally think it's still wicked power. And looking at his graph, which I'll bring up now, once again, I don't know anything about dyno graphs. I'm learning a little bit from WG Motorworks, but I'm no, you know, guy that knows everything. That graph to me looks awesome. I don't know if I'm right in saying that, but to my knowledge, I think that's the torque curve on top. To have a flat torque like that would feel amazing in the car. I don't know if it'll be the fastest thing, I don't know. But I'm sure it would feel absolutely amazing. The fact that it's holding the same torque constantly. From what I've learned, if you have a really flat curve, it's like amazing. So rather than like a peak and then a drop off like most maps, that turbo's producing a line. Fair play, I would love to feel what that car feels like. Either way, it's interesting. I mean, this Owen guy keeps popping up and saying a bunch of crap. It's interesting, and obviously we got other tuning companies perking up because that's what people do. But I don't know. It's a lot of brake horsepower. I just hope, you know, this Tom guy gets his problem sorted. I don't want to call it a problem because 387 brake horsepower is nothing to kind of be sad about in any shape or form. So he needed basically a solid flywheel so it can rev over 8,400, a completely forged engine with certain pistons that apparently Puma Speed incorrectly supplied. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe down below and leave a comment. What do you guys think in terms of the X57? Do you think it's a worthwhile turbo? Do you think you should go towards other turbos such as the S280 or the Revo one or the Perron one or AET's one? What do you guys think? What do you think is the correct route for a lot of people to take? Obviously everyone's got different ideas. For my car it's going to be a daily/track car, so obviously I've gone for something as solid as I can make it, and as tried and tested as I can make it, hence the Revo Turbo. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Remember there's merch, so if you want to buy a t-shirt, there's black t-shirts, white t-shirts, there's lanyards, there's stickers. Go check out link down in the description as well. And there's also discount codes for you guys. I don't make any commission from those discount codes that you use. It's literally free money off for you guys. So please just go and use the discount codes. There's no point not to. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.